Hola amigos, what is up? This is Tails Firaga, and welcome back to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And in the last episode, we did the 1 portion, so I think today we're going to be doing the 2 portion. But there was actually something I forgot to show off previously. So let's take a look at that. There are actually a bunch of different game mods in the game as well that kind of take the place of standard cheat codes. You can change, to the classic Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 moveset. You can give yourself perfect stats in a few categories, or you can do one of my personal favorite things, change your skater's size. We have a tiny skater here, so you know what? Let's start by showing off the tiny skater. Let's just go back to Warehouse for a quick sesh, and then we'll get into the Pro Skater 2 content. As you can see, we're, or as you might not be able to see, actually, we're a little bit smaller. It doesn't actually affect your stats as far as I'm aware, although you look like you're going a lot faster, but that's just because you're a smaller object covering the same amount of distance in the same amount of time. And that kind of causes the optical illusion of going super fast. Which I guess you would be going fast for your size, but regardless, we're a tiny man. But hold on. Let's say we didn't want to be tiny. Let's say we wanted to be big. You can also be a giant skater too.
I was a skater boy. I said I'm going to crush everyone with my giant size and my giant skateboard.
You can do that. And again, it plays pretty much exactly the same. Except, obviously you've got a bigger guy you need to look out for, but you know what they say. Big skater, big combo. Let's actually get to the actual meat of this episode. Alright, the meat, as you would expect, is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. We've got 8 more levels that we need to do here. The Hangar, School 2, Marseille, New York City, Venice Beach, I hate this stage, Skate Street, Philadelphia, and the Bull Ring. I will say that on average, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2's levels are a little bit more difficult than Pro Skater 1's levels. So who knows, this might be where my video editing technology will come into play. But enough about that, let's get into the hangar. The hangar is an iconic first level for those who've played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And, it's a level that I'm familiar with because I actually have a physical disc of Pro Skater 2 for the PlayStation, so I've played this level a fair number of times. Am I good at it? No, I'm not good at any games. But we'll try. One of the cool things about this stage in the HD version, however, is that this stage is also a gigantic love letter to Neversoft, the studio that did the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. And it actually has quite a few posters of all the various different Tony Hawk games that Neversoft worked on. Alright, so there are a few goals. I'm gonna knock out as many of them as I can. Let's get that letter. Let's get these pilot wings. The pilot wings, as you might have seen from the flyby, are actually shaped, or actually have the motif of Neversoft's logo, the eyeball with the spear going on it. Which, as a kid, that was one of the most brutal logos. I actually have a confession. I was scared of the Neversoft logo at missing these barrels. I am missing these barrels. Hello. There we go. I was actually pretty scared of the Neversoft logo because, as a kid, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 was the first Tony Hawk game I played, and it was the first game that I played with any sort of, realistic graphics. Which I know that sounds laughable by today's standards, that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 on the GameCube looked realistic, but I mean it did. So imagine you're waiting for the game logo like you would in your Smash Brothers or you would in your Luigi's Mansion. And all of a sudden, you see a gorilla skate on stage. And okay, that's fine. It's a gorilla, you know. Gorillas ain't that scary. They're a good band. Say they're a good band if it's not just... as if it isn't just Damon Albarn the entire time. But yeah, you see a gorilla skate on screen, and you're like, okay, well that's fine. It's just gorilla. It's just a big old monk man. And then the gorilla picks his nose, and you're just like, okay, well I'm a kid. I pick my nose. And then he pulls out his own eyeball, which then gets skewered by the Neversoft logo spear, and that forms the logo. And looking back now, that's a fucking rad title logo and stuff, like a fucking rad vanity plate. But as a kid, it scared the hell out of me. Alright, let's actually get these pilot wings now. As we saw earlier, second one is up there, but we need to have a little bit more speed for it. We also need to get these hang time gaps too. And that didn't count. There we go. I've noticed that the hang time gaps are sometimes a little bit finicky with how they want to do things. Oh man, we're missing the Ernies? I love Here and Now. It's such a weird song, but what other song talks about how the planet Earth is rotating on its axis, revolving around the sun, revolving around the center of the Milky Way galaxy and the supercluster of galaxies? Whatever be unique. Get that pilot wing. And the reason why we activated the helicopter again is actually because it's our third hang time gap. Now, we just need to get that last pilot wing, and then we can focus on score, I think. Didn't quite work, but I did the trick! Let's get this wing. I'm really bad at getting this wing, apparently. I have gone over the wing. I am actually flying too high. Oh, whatever. Let's at least show off where the second stat point is. Oh no, we didn't open that door on this run. Ooh. Dang it. Why is that one being so hard to get now? Oh, there's the 3 hang time gaps. Like I said, you think that I'd be decent at this level, because I've played a fair amount of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but that was also before I tried, you know, like, getting good at Pro Skater. Okay, I might actually have too much ollie to make this effective. I might be too strong. Such a thing is possible. There we go. I didn't even mind that I bailed that one. Now, there is one thing to note about this stage, and that is that there is no infinite grind rail. There are some long grind rails, but we might have to be a little bit more creative with how we do this. Up here. Aha! Just kid. Oh god. Okay, well, maybe that was a little bit too creative. Alright. I think that's all the non-point ones there, so... try to get some points here. There we go. So grind that propeller, and that will basically allow you to... Oh. Bad time to itch my nose. Or maybe it was a great time to itch my nose. There we go, 6 score. Last stat point is up there. You also may have noticed as well that the stat points are not Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 logos. They are indeed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 logos. There we go. We already got the 6 score, so I don't know why I'm going for this more. Although, wow, that lighting effect really looks weird on these pants. Look at that. Weird looking thing. Pro score, 6 score, high combo, and the pilot wings. That should be all of them. What? Oh fuck, I forgot! Nose grind over the pipe, nose grind over the pipe. Shoot, shoot, shoot. No, never mind. I'm bad, I'm dumb, I'm dumb, I'm dumb. Although that one's easy, because all you have to do is just... do that. We're done with the hanger. Panicking for no reason. Alright, well we got 2 stat points there, so how about we put them in toward... let's start patching up some of our lower stats. And now it's time to go to school. Again. School 2 is a pretty neat stage, but it also has a pretty mean thing in it as well. A lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 stages have a lot of secret areas, and School 2 is definitely one of them. So before we do any goals here, there's actually something that I want to open up first. Well, you know what? No, actually, we'll do the first run normal. We'll do the first run just trying to get goals, etc., etc. Then I'll show off the secret. And you need the secret if you want to get all the stat points. You might notice that big gymnasium building there. Well, one thing you'll also notice is that the gymnasium's doors are closed. We need to find a way to open those doors. And of course, the way to open the doors is obviously with Rad Skatetrix. Alright, so there should be stat point here. Yep, there we go. Another thing I want to note. What? Okay, interesting. Cool. Is there something beyond this? Can I crash through that? Wow, holy... I didn't even know this was up here, but that explains a lot. Alright. Yeah, you'll see that the gymnasium's doors are closed. There's a reason. But let's get those bells. Let's get the bells, the hall passes, and maybe the skate letters? What if I do that? I feel like the bells in this stage are easier than they are in the Pro Skater 1 stage. And I'll admit, I don't know what goals were added when they did the HD version of Pro Skater 1, because I never played Pro Skater 1. I was always Pro Skater 4 as a kid. That was the one that I had growing up. And then beyond that, I played a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, because that's one that I have a copy of, thanks to the wonderful world of MagFest. That didn't count as getting that grind, what? I'm so confused. Alright, well, we at least got the last bell. I said we've at least got the last bell. We've at least got the last bell. There we go. We got it. High score obtained. Wall ride 5 bells. Alright. So let's show off the bullshit of this level now. what we want to do is we're going to ignore every goal. Oh god, no. We actually need to do this with a reasonable time. We need to go over to this rail up here. And we need to be grinding it as the bell rings. If you grind it as the bell rings, then that will open up the gymnasium. Which, again, you have to do if you want to get all the stat points. But there is one more thing about the gymnasium as well, about stat points that I can talk about. So the stat point we need is right over here. But as you might have noticed, there's actually a lot to this gymnasium. There's also a bowl here with a nearly infinite grind. There's actually a whole basketball court in here too. And A, that has the Vicarious Visions logo, if you can actually get on that, which I can't. And B, that leads you out over here for this rail, so... Got all the roll call rails. Get that hall pass. So, one thing I didn't cover, and that's because it's actually something that's exclusive to the Pro Skater 2 stages. And that is the fact that every stage in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 campaign actually features different stat point locations depending on your skate style. This is also the reason why I chose to go with vert style, because I played through the game as Tony Hawk, and therefore I remember where all the stat points are for that specific style. If you are playing the game on street style, you actually have different stat points that you need to get. They're actually in different locations. Which is kind of nutty, honestly. There we go. High combo, the roll call rails, TC's roof gap. So we just need the hall passes, and the secret tape, and the point ones we can worry about. Alright, so let's go back in there. Now, if we want to get the secret tape... I actually do have a method for that. The method involves missing that guy a bunch. Oh yeah, you also may have noticed as well, there's just some jackass in a golf cart going around. He just goes around and tries to run you over. Well, he doesn't really try to run you over, but he certainly can succeed. Alright, so to get the secret tape, we actually need to make a big old jump. And thankfully, we're in a good spot for a big old jump. Take this ramp, form an ollie at the end of it. It helps to have like a max ollie stat. And get up here. Let's line ourselves up. And we can miss that, but there's actually an entire area over here that you don't have to go for unless you're going for all the stat points. Or unless, you know, you want to get... just see all the secrets and whatnot. Let's actually go over there to get our last stat point. Pac-Man graffiti. So yeah, over here, you don't have to go here for any of the goals, but you do have to go there for getting that stat point. And of course, you take this ramp out of there, and there we go. There's 2 more gaps for points right there. We just need to find that last hall pass. Last hall pass actually... is it up here? It is not. Up our stats in the meantime. A bit of that. Yeah, and let's max out our rail balance too. Where's that last hall? Oh no, it's not behind us, is it? Behind us as we spawn? Wow, you can really tell that I practiced these stages of the game. Of the video game, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. No, they're not there. Alright. By the way, when you come to a stop, in case you didn't realize, you can also use the right stick to move the camera around. You can do it while moving as well, but obviously it's harder to do when you're moving, because you gotta focus on the movement. Oh right, it's up here! Shit, I just didn't see it. There we go, collect 5 hall passes. And now, let's see if we can get ourselves some points. That was cool. Not really what I wanted to do, but it looked cool at least. So again, there's no spots where you can easily perform like an infinite grind. I think when they were developing Tony Hawk 2, they kind of knew about that. So instead, we need to go for the somewhat infinite grind. Let's get our flatland tricks in. Hold that for a while. There we go. Pro score. And that also got us 6 scores, so we're good. We're good. Shit, I think actually, ooh, we might be pressing a little bit for time. Well, you know what? I make the rules. I can make the rule on how long I go for. And right now, I want to end this off in a bang, so let's not retry the level. That was an accident. Let's go to our next level, Marseille. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I am not French, and if you are French out there, you can beat me up. You're allowed to. We got a luchador bear. Marseille is the first competition park in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and of course, like pretty much every other Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 stage, there's no place for us to do like an infinite grind, so we actually have to try. Thankfully, however, since this is the first competition stage of a game, it's not too bad, actually. There you go. Get a lot of points there. There we go. We're already getting tons of points. There's a stat point over here. There's another stat point over there. There we go. Nice. That's all the stat points at the stage already. Do another combo with the 900. And let's vary it up a little bit. By vary it up a little bit, I mean just go with my other air trick and a couple flatland ones. Yeah, big scores there. So this stage isn't too bad. I wouldn't say that it's as easy as Skate Park is, but it also doesn't ask you to do like a crazy jump to get one of the stat points, so I mean... Where's that? Oop. Could have been worth a lot. But it wasn't. There's a lot of cool setups in this stage, though, I've noticed. There we go. A little bit less score on that one, but... Oh my god, Steve, you are... Oh, you are doing very well. Mr. Caballero, which makes sense since you are a actual professional skater. And I'm just Rad Skatetrix. Just Rad Skatetrix, though? Or maybe I'm the greatest skater to ever live? That is not true. Sonic the Hedgehog was on a skateboard once, and I think he beats Rad. Well, Would Rad Skatetrix lose in a fight with Sonic the Hedgehog? Yes, absolutely. Sonic would kick Rad Skatetrix's ass. But would Rad Skatetrix lose a skate competition against Sonic? See, that's a little bit more of a difficult question to answer. Sonic is cool, but he doesn't have the name Rad Skatetrix. You know? There we go, there's that perfect score I was talking about. 99.9. Finishing that off with a bang. 60 prize money, and we unlocked New York City. So we have New York City open to us, and then doing a few goals in there will allow us to get to one of my least favorite stages, Venice Beach, which has one of my least favorite goals. And then we can go on to Skate Street. So, nice, we're making progress. We're doing things, we're making progress, but then again our stats are getting pretty high at this point. By the end of it, stages probably won't be too bad just because we'll have maxed out stats. We'll be the fucking strong. Urgh. I think that's neither here nor there. I'll see you guys later. This is Tails5Raga signing out. Thank you guys for watching, and please remember to stay rad.